Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? So we're back to talk about the original Star Trek. So yeah, today's episode we're talking about is A Taste of Armageddon and This Side of Paradise. So we'll first talk about A Taste of Armageddon. So what actually happened in this episode? So the Enterprise crew, they visit a planet engaged in a completely computer-simulated war with a neighboring planet. But in actuality, this war, the casualties, even say the crew of the Enterprise, it's supposed to be real and all that. So basically, picture chess if people actually could get hurt.
If this is some sort of game you're playing...
This is no game, Captain. 500,000 people have just been killed. Activate the attack unit, sir.
Yes, Councilman.
Launch immediate counterattack.
Computers, Captain. They fight their war with computers, totally.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, there's that concept of an episode. So who are some of the actors, guest appearances from this episode? David Apatushu as N7, Gene Lyons as Ambassador, Robert Fox, Barbara Babcock as Me3, and Milo Mena as Yeoman Tamora. So I gotta say, this idea of an episode, like a simulation, I just said, an episode dealing with, the Enterprise trying to stop, war, in a way, between two planets, but, it's, to get to them, it's a simulation. But, sort of say chess, but, you're taking it very seriously. That's honestly a pretty cool idea in that, hey, what if, it's sort of almost two nuclear powers trying to fight and waiting to see who's going to make the first move. Sort of like how in actual wars are done, in a way. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool concept, honestly. Because, when you think about, what could actually happen, characters actually could get hurt and all that. But, so, like I said, two planets are trying to fight, in honesty, and honestly, this episode has the usuals, Kirk getting kidnapped and others having to save him as well. And in a way, sometimes our crew members had to feel oh, how we do this? What are we gonna do? And I gotta say, one thing, how the episode ends, they're trying to do this war and all that. The fact, we gotta figure, okay, who's gonna make the first war? Kirk says, are you gonna make the first war, or is he? But neither of them actually do decide to, make a move on each other. So they decided to make a peace treaty and all that. So you have that. Honestly, usually, most tracks, the acting is still pretty good, so there's that.
Open fire on the Enterprise.
I'm sorry, Councilman. The target has moved out of range.
You wouldn't do this. Hundreds of millions of people.
I didn't start it, Councilman. But I'm liable to finish it.
Yeah, mean, in all honesty, like, say this idea, like, the ideas that it's trying to do, it's sort of like, say, you know, like, say, government, like, say, the themes, I guess, of it, like, say, war, because I feel like that would be, like, an idea that's always in Trek, like, say, trying to stop invading powers or other things of that nature. That always seems to be something that has been done well in Trek. So, let's go ahead and talk about the next episode, which is This Side of Paradise. So this episode was actually directed by Rolf Cerndeski, and story was done by DC Fontana and Nathan Butler. And also the teleplay was done by DC Fontana. So basically in this episode, the crew of the Enterprise, they visit a planet where, like, say, the crew is under the influence of a strange plant. And when, like, say, you're under the power of this plant, basically you are in inhibitations, like, say, if you're, like, say, Spock, who is more logically based. One thing that happens to him after he gets sprayed by this flower, he actually ends up falling in love with like, say, Layla Colamy, played by Jill Ireland. Frank Overton as Elias Sandal. So basically, in this episode, like, say, some members of the crew have been beamed down here and all that. The only one that's, like, left, and the fact that, you know, who is, you know, doesn't go down to this planet, is Kirk. Like, say, eventually everyone goes down to it in the sense to, like, you know, chill and relax. However, like, say, you know, because they're, like, say, oh, wow, I've never been so happy and all that. And basically this planet is a way to say, okay, now you're on our planet, now you're gonna stay here. And, like, say, I believe at one point, Kirk, well, not Kirk, Bones, he is basically, just, like, say, he becomes some very laid back as well. There's, like, one moment where he's just, like, say, like, laying on against a tree, and then, like, one of, I think it was Elias, basically he comes up and says, like, say, hey, doctor, aren't you supposed to be working as I say?
I've been thinking about what sort of work I could assign you to.
What do you mean? What sort of work? I'm a doctor.
Not anymore, of course. We don't need you, not as a doctor.
Oh, no? You'd like to see just how fast I can put you in a hospital?
Nope. And yeah, so yeah, I'll also, like, say this, like, say some themes of this episode is, like, say, like, love and all that, as well as, like, say, alliances, because, like, say, you know, Spock, for the first time, he is having the ability to use his emotions, feeling love and all that.
You out of your mind? You were told to report to me at once.
I didn't want to, Jim.
Yes, I can see that.
And for, you know, Vulcans, like, you know, they are more stoic in the fact that, you know, they're more logic-based. So this was, like, say, for an episode, it's pretty cool in the fact that, you know, this is probably the first time we actually see Spock able to have, like, a romantic, like, lead or romance and all that. So that's pretty cool, honestly. And, yeah, I think the effects for, like, say, when the flower's spitting out its gas or stuff, all that.
Spores.
It's pretty cool. Honestly. Apparently, Frank Overton, who plays Elias, this was his last performance before his death on April 24th, 1961. There was, like, less than 2 months after this episode. after like the episode premiere, like 2 months after this episode premiere. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, I think say the ideas of this episode are pretty cool, and that say all the crew is kind of abandoning Kirk, and eventually he's the only one left trying to like work the ship and all that, and heck, even Spock at one point says, "Hey, please, my friend, come down there with us." One thing that basically helps say you get rid of the spores is by you getting angry, because if you get angry, say your emotions say change in a way, and then the effects of the spores dissipate. And I gotta say the fact I like this episode, and the fact this one is more. This episode seems more Spock eccentric, and the fact that we get more besides the moment of what was it, the naked time where Spock is he said I'm in control of my emotions. This time you're able to have moments where Spock is happy, he's in love, he's jovial, he's the exact opposite. So I'm pretty sure Leonard Nimoy really enjoyed this episode. And honestly, I actually kind of think it's pretty good. It's kind of a charming episode. It's more of a laid-back episode, and it's almost it's not a laid-back in the fact that the entire crew just they leave Kirk behind until he has his anger-induced moments, and then he says, "Oh, I'm good now, guys. Come back on." But honestly, I kind of think these episodes are both pretty good. But honestly, I kind of I really like this Side of Paradise a lot more than Taste of. I like Taste of Armageddon too, but Taste of Paradise, I actually like it because it's more. They're both good episodes, but I like this one because it's more emotional.
I love you. I said that 6 years ago, and I can't seem to stop repeating myself. On Earth, you couldn't give anything of yourself. You couldn't even put your arms around me.
Because it has a bit of a romance angle to it, so that's pretty cool.
I can't lose you now, Mr. Spock. I can't.
I have a responsibility to this ship. To that man on the bridge. I am what I am, Layla. And if there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them.
That's honestly. But what do you guys think of both of these episodes? Put your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll most definitely see you next time.